guys, today we're going to be reacting to something crazy that went down on the Fresh and Fit podcast. I haven't seen this. Alex is with me. He hasn't seen this. But the thumbnail's wild. The title's wild. Fake alpha male tries and fails to intimidate a man. And the thumbnail says, I'm going to smack you. I'm armed. So I feel like this is going to be absolute craziness. So let's just get into it. It's going to be a hot one.
How do you define success?
My definition of success is across the board. If you're not ripped, if you're not rich, if you ain't rare, if you don't stand out, if you ain't across the board successful, it doesn't mean f***ing shit to me. If you got straight tits and you're in your Rolls Royce, you look like a fucking clown to me. I'm just laughing at your dumb fucking ass.
Okay.
But this is the whole fucking point. You have a weakness. Change it, motherfucker. How the fuck are you going to lead people if you don't realize your weakness is their way out? They're not.
I'm going to be honest. I, straight off the bat, really agreed with him. For this reason, I also think that being well-rounded is the mark of a great man. I think there are certain people who can put all of their skill points in one specific achievement, but then be absolutely awful in other avenues. I think the biggest stereotype in this in popular media portrayals would be somebody who is really rich, but a horrible father. The big problem I have with what he's saying, though, is he literally was just saying, if you're fat, I don't care if you're rich. And he didn't say anything about being a good father. He didn't say anything about even having a family, being a good husband. It's all super superficial.
All health stuff and aesthetic and stuff.
And it's not even health. I feel like he's not even going health. I feel this is more so he's saying, like, if you're not flexing with your body, also, I think that you're lame.
Sure.
It's still very superficial. So I feel like the broader point I get, and I actually agree with, which surprised me, but I feel like it's still too shallow and too lame.
Well, and the way that he's projecting it is also in a very aggressive manner.
Yeah.
It's going to turn off so many people.
That's why I'm also like, you're talking about leadership? I feel like a lot of people mistake leadership for just people like yelling at and cussing at them. And then I think that's not good leadership.
Right.
To me, good leadership is, I guess it could be good leadership. Sometimes that is what certain people need. But I don't think in most cases it is good leadership.
Yeah,
like
agree.
90% of the time, I don't think it is. 10% of the time it is. But I feel like there's some people who can only do that 10%. That's all they've got. And they just keep doing it. But whatever, let's keep going.
I'm not going to listen to you. You're sitting there possessing shit that they don't want to have. So, I mean, this is what people say. Oh, it's not about the money. It's about family, Wes. It's about this, about that.
Okay.
Motherfucker, when you're making money, it's about the money. When it's family, it's about family. When you're at the gym, it's about muscle. Whatever you're doing, it's about that. There's no black and white life. It's the gray area. You have to be good at everything. That's the goal, to really excel in every area. And that's the worst thing about these motherfuckers. They try to give you relationship advice. You got a borderline Miami 2. That's like a fucking Mississippi 6. Don't give me relationship advice to my 10 when you got a 2, motherfucker. Shut up. But this is the whole thing. People don't think I'm going to put the measuring stick to their motherfucking face. They better just watch what they say around a motherfucker who's beating
Look at the
them.
guy's face on the right.
Yeah.
look at the guy's. He's just like, what is this dude's on? I feel like he did too much trim before he came up here. I also think, okay, I'm surprised. I agree with a lot of what he's saying, but not how he's saying it. And I feel like I'm agreeing at some level with his macro point, but none of his supporting points that he's building up. Like, your wife is ugly. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
My 10 is more beautiful than your wife, so therefore my wife is more valuable than your wife.
Yeah. He's in ripped, skinny white jeans. and he's in Miami.
Yeah.
I judge people. I'm sorry. If you're in Miami, guys, to me, you're in Miami. You're in Miami, guys. That's a detrimental thing to me about you. But
Superficial.
if we're going to get judgmental, right, which we are doing, we're taking the measuring stick out. You're choosing to live in Miami. That tells me about your prioritizations.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to tell me how to be a good guy. In general, I'm going to be honest too, I don't like people who make a living telling other people how to be better people.
Sure.
I'm like, okay, if you were such a good guy, why are you making your money this way? You could be making your money being so awesome and not telling other people you're so awesome and they should be like you. I think that is so obnoxious.
Yeah.
And hey, free market, I don't care. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it, but if you're up here on the stage, that means you want clout, which
Sure.
means you want the financial benefits and the social benefits that come from the clout, which means you have neither of those two attributes at a high enough level that you can just say, I don't need that. I don't want that. So why are you bragging about how rich you are? Why are you
Sure.
bragging about how awesome your life is? If it was that, you wouldn't need to be doing this.
Because
in this way.
He's trying to sell courses
Yeah.
to people that are, 19-year-olds that are trying to find a role model, right?
Yeah, and that's what I think is lame. It's like, I have everything figured out, but please buy my course. It's like, okay, if you're actually providing value, you don't need to hard sell and talk down to somebody in some weird salesmanship tactics to establish a power dynamic where they're lesser and you're greater. You would just be able to say, hey, I want to help you. This is what I can offer you. And if it's a good enough offer, they'll buy it. That's why I think this is, I don't like this.
In every area. You better have a bad bitch. You better be ripped. You better fucking be rolling some sick shit. That's what I like. I grew up hustling. There's be rims on my goddamn Phantom. Go out front. That ain't normal Phantom. That's a Mansory Phantom. I don't have the normal shit. F that. Chick's got upgrades. Done.
Well said, Wes. God damn, with the fire.
Did he say he upgrades his chicks like he upgrades his cars?
Yeah.
He drops the chick off at the doctor's office, plastic surgeon. It's Miami.
Yeah.
Plastic surgeon, then drives down the street, drops the car off at the detailers to get upgrades. Is that what he?
Yeah.
Did I hear that wrong?
No, this guy is as fake as it gets. He's as fake as Miami. It's disgusting.
Ah,
God damn, with the bullshit. This guy sounds like an absolute donor. He's saying that if you don't have a six-pack and a fast car, then you're a loser and less successful than him.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
There's plenty of men out there that don't have those things and are more high value and successful than this muppet. And I will say, to some extent, there's some things I agree with. I've said before that I think men should try and be physically and mentally strong, and to also have enough money to be financially stable. But I don't think success is all about money and materialism, because without a family and real people around you, what's the point?
My definition of success is having a family, having children, and being part of the apparatus of the world. And true wealth is a rejection of materialism. As Christ said himself, what good does it benefit a man to gain the entire world at the cost of his soul? It's okay to have materialism. It's not against Christian ethics to become rich, become wealthy. But I just think it's all beside the point, ultimately. You're trying to go for a single thing, and it's to achieve something greater
You have
than
money.
the person.
Does he have money?
No.
Do you have money?
no one talked about it except me. I paused you, but I wasn't there. You can shut up, dude. Let him get his definition out. No one talked while you were talking. Take it easy. There's such a different vibe between the guys on the right and the guys also. Like, the guys on the right, completely different.
Yep.
So is this like an atheist? I don't know the context. Neither of us know the context of the podcast. Now I'm thinking this must be some type of
Christianity
versus red pill space or
Yeah,
something.
No, I don't
How
have.
much
I
money
don't
do you
have.
have?
I don't
Does he
have
have
money. But here's the thing. Why is money
much-
valuable?
Do you have money?
What is money valuable for?
I'm just asking. Do you have money?
I just told no. I'm broke. I'm a nobody.
No, but really, you are?
Yeah.
Is he really broke?
Yeah.
I just want to know. I have to know.
No, I'm not. I'm not one of these rich guys. I don't have a Bugatti. I don't have a Lambo. I don't have a
just
Ferrari.
really have to know. Like, how much money you got?
Probably $5 in my pocket. Not much more.
Can anyone answer for the guy?
Why do they think I'm kidding? I have a family. I take care of an entire family. That takes a lot of money.
He's doing all right.
Okay.
Now, me personally, I do think money's valuable because I didn't grow up with a lot of it, and I've understood that it gives you freedom and it allows you to take care of people that you love, which is a great thing. However, I don't think money makes the man, and I think if you think you're better than another man because you've got more money than him, you're proof that money doesn't make you high value or smart. I also think you're probably going to be a lonely old man one day if you put materialistic shit and money before your family. I'd rather be surrounded by my family than expensive objects.
This is the thing, you got.
I agree 100%, especially because I think that when you go to those latter years of life, connection is the most important thing that you have. That being said, I do think money is incredibly valuable. I think it is the thing that lets you do anything. It's a store of value, and it lets you accomplish and influence the world in ways that you could not do with your own time. You can leverage other people's time, other people's energy in exchange for money. You can get products, services. It allows you, if there is something going wrong with your family, you can either expedite or actually solve problems that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. That being said, though, I do think it's incredibly lame to when you go too far materialistic and you turn your back on those deeper things you cannot put a price tag on, like family, like connection, like spirituality. And I also think it's lame when someone's like, we're having an argument on what the value is, and you try to pull rank and say, how rich are you? How much money do you have?
He can't even answer that question. He's like, why is money important? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just going to buy. I'm not even going to answer your question.
Why is money important? How much money do you have?
Yeah.
That's you're not engaging. It's
Right.
it's just a weird flex off. And I've never thought that if you're having an argument, it's supposed to be about the ideas and about what you're bringing to the table. It's not supposed to be about who has more money.
Right.
That's 100% just trying to do appeal to who the speaker is.
Right.
And like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I don't know who this guy is. He's on this podcast.
Yeah.
That tells me he could be very successful. I'm not saying he's lying about what he's got, but he's not like Jeff Bezos. He's not Mark Zuckerberg, who are guys, by the way, who would have previously fit his description of the guy who's not in shape, who is very wealthy. And I just think that this is so lame. You can make arguments about why you actually do think materialism is incredibly important, but just to say like, well, I have more money, you're not even engaging with the other guy's argument.
Yeah, to me, it's just red flags that this guy says, oh, I have so much money, and also buy my course so you can
Yeah.
get money. He's trying to sell his image, and that should give every man red flags.
Yeah, especially because like if that's all you've got, if you can just denote your value to what you hold in the bank account, I think that you're shallow and or insecure. If that's the only thing you bring to the table. If that's a part of a package, that's beautiful, and I think that's wonderful and good on you. But if that's all you're doing, I feel like that's the guy equivalent of a girl who just only values herself and views the value she provides to the world as being her looks.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's it. And I feel like that's a very insecure and not high value place to be. And you're probably going to be really sad in your old age.
Yep.
Even well, maybe you could be like that guy who married Nicole Kidman when he was 97.
Yeah.
Maybe that he felt connection.
Yeah.
He felt a connection with very specific parts of a very young, famous girl's body. But maybe he's right.
Yeah.
This is his strat. He's playing the Nicole Kidman strat to the grave.
If you ain't fit, you can't say it's not all about being in good shape.
Why not?
If you don't have money, you can't say it's not all about money.
Yeah, why
But
not?
if he does have money, he can say that.
Why not?
He
Why can't you say? Why must you have the thing before you? Hang on. Let me ask the question.
Because hypothetical is hypocritical.
Let me ask the question.
Hypothetical is hypocritical.
How do you even know what I was going to say before I've even been allowed to ask the question?
I know what you're going to say.
Then what was I going to say?
You're going to say, why can't you ask the question?
Okay, so that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is, how in the world can you create a standard that it's inappropriate to ask somebody, how come if I don't have X thing, because I don't value X thing, does that mean X thing is actually valuable?
You've never experienced it, so you can't speak about
You
it.
think that I haven't experienced wealth? Even
I
poor people.
was asking if you did.
Even poor people experience days of wealth.
I was
They
asking
can-
if you
even
did.
poor
I don't know
people-
who you are.
But even poor people experience days of wealth, and so the thing is
No,
it's
definitely not. Definitely not.
Definitely
Definitely
so.
not.
Definitely so.
I've lived the lowest lows and the highest highs.
Well, what's the distinction? After you make X amount, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you look at these studies done on this, it does not.
I don't fit no fucking studies.
It does not
bro.
hugely
Oh,
improve
no.
a person.
He's so insecure. And also, if you cannot engage with a hypothetical, you smell paint.
No,
this
dude.
guy smells paint. He can't engage with a hypothetical.
It's the white jeans.
Yeah.
It's the dye in the jeans. It's leaking into his skin, dude. I am just already getting irritated because he so clearly is trying to farm a clip so hard.
Yeah.
He wants to get one of these like dope guy on Alpha Male shoves this pastor in his place and then get some funk music and like dude.
Yeah.
Like he's trying so hard to be these guys who do this and dunk on people. He's trying. He's picking apart and being so pedantic about every little thing. Like, hey, studies show that there's diminishing returns after your income raises above a certain level as far as happiness goes. So I was just wondering if you have a different opinion on that. I can't be. No study can put me in a box, man. You can't put me in a box. How dare you do that?
I'm a
How is this a
snowflake.
conflict?
Yeah.
How is this conflict? How are these fighting words? I literally said this is what the study shows. This is like a famous ass study. Everybody's heard of this study.
Yeah.
Anybody who has an internet connection has heard of this study. You can't just say like this is why I think that's wrong. And also, by the way, if you have to tell people that they don't have something so they can't speak on something, that means that you're too stupid to articulate why it's valuable. Yeah. Even as you're saying it's the most valuable thing in life, and you're saying, in my personal experience, it's the most valuable thing in life, if you don't have the communication skills to say why, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you're on stage. You sought out this platform. That means that you're the one who should be able to articulate why money is the most important thing or the most valuable thing, if that's even the position you're taking. But that's the only position I can infer based on the arguments that you're presenting, man.
Are you proud of who the
Bro,
you are?
why
Well,
don't
look
you
at,
even
are
let
you
me
proud?
get-
If you look in the mirror, would you guys say this motherfucker's proud of who the he is? That's a bag of trash, dude. Pull your fucking shirt
Because
off
I've
and
been-
tell me you're fucking proud of
Because
yourself.
I've been to fucking prison?
Jesus Christ,
Because
look
I've been
at
to
you,
prison?
bro. You got 10-inch arms and tits. Men don't have tits.
No,
you
they
guys.
go to prisons.
Get your ass beat in
You
front of
think that
everybody.
that's better? You think that that's better?
Oh, he's going to fighting.
Ah.
So let me get this straight. He said, your argument's bad. If it was good, you'd show us all your sexy abs.
Yeah. He's trying to intimidate him.
He said, no, I think he's flirting. He said, dude, okay, here's the deal. I just need you to get naked, and I promise you it's central to my argument. Okay?
Yeah.
Guys, yell for him. He's using the strat where you literally are like, I hope she takes her shirt off. Everyone cheer for her to take her shirt off. Yeah, let's peer pressure her so we can see some titties. Like,
Work too hard. I have to hit stick. Goodness gracious.
I just think, dude, that sucks so much. It's literally like, hey, we're trying to have a discussion about materialistic, how much emphasis you place on materialism, and he's literally like, take your shirt off. I'll hit you. I can't speak for anyone else, but I, for one, am convinced.
Yeah.
This harkens back to my Paleolithic ancestors and biggest Ugg with biggest club. He leads the tribe. But you know when he stops leading the tribe, Alex? Nightfall. When Ugg 2 through 5 kick his head in.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't work. We're in a civilized society. Why are we pretending, man? And I hope that people see through this. I hope everyone who sees this clip is on Denim Shirt's side. I hope and not in sync from 90s boy band on the left side. I feel it's also whack to me for someone to be shouting about all this masculinity stuff and to be the one who's like being so judgmental about other people's appearances. And again, he's like wearing a Justin Timberlake Halloween outfit from 1999.
It cracks me up that he says that you have to be, as a man, you're supposed to be well-rounded in everything.
Yeah.
But he's obviously not well-rounded in articulation and conversation.
No.
So...
And by the way, he's even said one thing about family. And I feel if anybody said, I think that a man should be well-rounded, where does everybody's head go to? I feel like, oh, you should be healthy, you should have a pretty good income, you should have a good family, you should have friends, and you should have a good relationship with your faith.
Not that I trade out my girls like Pokemon cards whenever they get too ugly for me.
Yeah, or even just like, he, in my opinion, is just overemphasizing two aspects. Mm-hmm. And not even mentioning the other ones, which makes me just, again, it feels very shallow.
Just let him give his definition of
even
success.
Myron's like, dude, let him
Chill
talk.
out, yeah.
Come on.
And
Having tits and 10-inch arms is what a man is, you guys.
Let's let him
Please
get his...
don't listen to that.
See, look, when you meet someone that challenges his points and doesn't back down to him, he starts getting angry and throwing insults. And that's a sign of a weak man with no emotional control. And you've automatically lost the debate when you start to do this and make it personal.
Tits,
Anyway, back to where I was at.
boobs.
Yeah, okay, prison. But anyway, if you want...
Fuck yeah.
If you want to follow the successful mantra of a man who tells you he's reformed from prison, understand why they might have gone there to begin with. And
To take care
yes,
of a
I
family.
do think...
So apparently this guy used to be in prison and now he's come out and he's made it his whole personality. And I don't know about this guy, but I know other guys that have made mistakes when they're young and they've come out and they've done really well. Not all criminals are bad people and not all bad people are criminals, so I will back the donut up on that one. However, I will say the delivery by Andrew Wilson was still funny and the ball guy's response was still dumb. You can't properly take care of your family when you're in a jail cell.
I do think...
I think it's more like the attitude and the confrontational nature of his communication style.
Yeah.
That's what I feel we're referencing here, where it's like, hey, man, maybe he got there because of this type of behavior, where he's refusing to engage in a debate and he's instead already threatened violence.
Yep.
When, by the way, we haven't even had an argument, really.
Yeah.
He literally just asked him a question and then white shirt prison guy deflected. I'm going to call him Prison Kratos. Or something.
Prison Kratos.
Prison Kratos just like deflected entirely and then said he was going to hit him.
Yeah.
To me, that doesn't speak of somebody who's super reformed to me.
Yeah.
That's still somebody who's willing to resort to violence ASAP, dude. ASAP, at the smallest amount of pushback. And by the way, a guy on the right, I don't feel like he's being very...
He's not even quick.
No.
He's not that quick. He's a normal guy.
I feel like guy on the right's being charitable and
Yep.
nice, if anything.
Yep.
And he's I don't think he's being very aggressive at all.
Yep.
All the aggression is coming from the left side.
Yep.
For sure.
Rejection of materialism is something missing in society, and I do think that true wealth is the family, being able to go home and look your family in the face and know that you're doing everything you can to support them. That's
And then
what
when
I
you
think
go to the
success
beach
is.
with your family, they're like, there's my stud dad right there standing there. My dad's a superhero. Look what he brought to the table. Look how hard this guy works. He came from nothing to this.
Yeah.
He's, God damn it.
You're still whining. Stop whining
that
and
is
just
a
make an
product.
argument.
I'll smack your fat ass.
So you're gonna attack.
Straight
You're gonna
up.
attack me?
All right.
No, but dude, nobody's
All right.
Do you
whining.
usually attack
This
armed
is
men
how
in
I
Florida?
talk. Dude,
All right.
He cold.
Let's
listen to
just
your goddamn self.
Okay,
guys,
well,
guys,
I've
guys,
never
guys,
seen such a
dude.
pathetic mother.
Okay,
Let's
well,
chill out a little
I'll-
bit, man. A little bit.
This is not what men
Let's let
look
him.
like.
Let's let him
What do they
finish
look
his
like?
point.
Fucking shit.
What do they look like? Bald prisoners?
Dude,
Is that what they look like?
This
Yeah,
is the
let's let
problem
him-
in society.
This
I feel
is the
they
problem in
think They
society?
can talk to someone like me like that. They really think they can. He knows he wouldn't do shit about it, and that's the problem.
I mean, you're the one who got hostile for having a difference of opinion.
Dude, check it out. You started coming at me about some other shit. Jesus
yeah.
Christ, men don't have tits. We can agree on that. Physically,
Men usually have hair. We can agree on that, too.
He has crossed over.
No one else is talking. Why is this a panel? You see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 guys on stage and a Hennessy bottle.
Yeah.
Why is no one else talking except for these 2 guys? Even Myra and Fresh aren't talking.
Yeah.
What is happening? I do feel like Myron and Fresh do a better job moderating.
Yep.
I think this is really interesting, but we're also getting nowhere. And as soon as it's obvious that one person is going to only engage in personal attacks and not engage with the topic of debate whatsoever, you got to rope it in and you got to throw it to other people, or you just got to be like, dude, you have to start talking. You have to stop talking while the other side's going.
This is like middle school girl level.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're fat and ugly. Stop talking. It's just like
That's how girls bully each other.
Yeah.
That's how girls are supposed to bully each other.
Yeah.
He literally just said, your tits aren't nice enough. Shut up. Shut up, Chelsea. Like, brother. I think I'm also incredibly frustrated because he's just not engaging with the question at all. How many people on their deathbed literally say like, oh man, my only regret in life is I raised 5 beautiful children who still love me and are here today. Sorry kids, wish I had only had 3 of you. Wish I had gotten 10 bags. Who said that? I've never heard one time where someone has said, oh wow, I really wish I had just focused on my career because I invested too much in my family.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard anybody say that in their life? Or have you ever heard somebody say like, I love my father and it just deeply hurt me that he was out of shape?
Yeah, they didn't have 6-pack abs.
And 10-inch arms. If he just would have had 16-inch pythons, I really feel like I would have had a better childhood. I've never heard that. The only things I've ever heard people express in real life is disappointment that their father wasn't around, didn't love them, or had other failings that prevented him from being a present father. I've never heard anybody express anything about the physical appearance of their father, the athletic ability of their father, the actual relative wealth of the father. I've heard the opposite.
Yeah.
I've heard people say like, you know what? I love my dad. He was always there for me. We were dirt poor. He couldn't figure out how to earn money to save his life, but he loved me, and that's what set me up to be where I am now.
Yep.
And that's why I just feel like if you're not willing, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, right? I'm just some random dude on a YouTube channel shouting about some dude in skinny jeans who looks like Kratos. But you have to actually engage with that. If you're the one who's saying materialism is all that matters, and if you don't have at least a single point to contend this, or at least acknowledge the point and say, like, that's a good point, but I think you're overemphasizing it, which I think is stupid.
Yeah.
But he's just here to say names, bro. He's just here to try to farm content for his TikTok page, which, again, he wouldn't even have and wouldn't need to have if he was who he's presenting himself to the world as. He wouldn't need this if he was actually such a big boss, hustler, rich guy. Why would you need to do this?
He should just stay in his lane. Stay in his lane.
Yeah.
He's not talking about family. He obviously doesn't have a family that he cares about, right? He's running around with women in Miami and stuff like that.
Hey, Alex, it's a rimmed Phantom.
Yeah, my bad.
Billy can't be in the rimmed Phantom, Alex. What if he spills his apple juice?
Oh, God forbid.
God forbid.
God forbid. Oh, man.
Have to spend some of his big buck money on his kid? F that, bro. You know how much it costs to detail a special whatever Phantom with rims?
I hate these people. I hate
I love that you made it these people because we're just like, everyone's sitting next to him too. Everybody who's not speaking up and like backing up Denim in the right, Pastor on the right, I guess, whatever you want to call him. Average Mike.
Average Mike.
Good guy, Average Mike, okay? Good guy, Average Mike should be... I'm surprised no one's saying anything, man. No one's even being like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Even, I assume that's his boy to his left.
Yeah.
Because, again, he looks like the second member of NSYNC. Like, so I'm surprised, like, hey, man, come on. You're supposed to do the chorus, but let me do the verse. Like, let me take part in this a little bit.
Barriers.
He's just way too quick and smart for him, which is now making the audience laugh at the Muppet. So he's only going to get angrier. He said before something like people need to understand who they're speaking to. He needs to understand which state he's in and understand that people are strapped up and his muscles will not protect him from a bullet.
But even that, I think it's... I do agree with that, but it's stupid it even needs to get there. He needs to understand the context under which he's talking to somebody. This is a talking event.
Yeah.
Brother, sign a contract to get in a cage if you want to fight people. Why are you on stage talking to people if you want to fight them? Go be a big, bad MMA fighter, which I'm sure you would say is a paragon of masculinity. Like, if you think... Because he's mixing two things. He's like, a real man should be able to create very violent events. And he's saying a real man should be able to make a lot of money. Well, bro, which one is it? Because if it's a real man should be able to be engaged in violence at a greater degree than other people, then why aren't you a fighter? Why aren't you a UFC fighter? Why aren't you an MMA? Why aren't you a boxer? I just think it's really stupid to bring that energy to what is supposed to be a talking space. This is not a press conference. You guys are not selling wolf tickets to get in a ring and hit each other, right? Like, that's not the context. If that was the context, I'd be here too. I'd be like, yeah, he's absolutely right. This is so dumb. It's not like we're not in high school. You guys are not going to get behind the coolers and, like, I don't know. What is the word that the kids run a fade?
Coke.
Run a fade?
Go bodies in the bathroom.
Or something. Go bodies in the bathroom. I don't know the words.
Yeah.
But it's just so stupid. It's not the venue. I hate when people switch the argument and they go from being like, if I said, hey, Alex, you suck at basketball. I think I'm a better basketball player.
I'm going to slap you.
It's like, okay. You're a better slapper, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to think I'm better at basketball.
Right.
You have to, if Usain Bolt, if I go up to him, I'm like, Usain Bolt, you're a bad runner, dude. I can do way better calculus.
I don't engage in hypotheticals. My little monkey brain can't do hypotheticals.
Side note, Usain Bolt might be cracked at calculus. I don't know. It's just the first thing that came to my head. I'd fancy my chance at calculus over sprinting, though, against him, at least.
Not contributing to a moral society.
Here we go.
You're only contributing to a consumerist society, a materialistic society. That's the only thing you're going to worship. And tons of people worship material things and flash it around, but it's vacant. It's spiritually vacant.
The craziest thing is, if you looked at the people who are supposedly materialistic, we've helped more people than these guys who claim.
Why is helping? Why is helping? Wait. Why is helping important to you?
I mean, because I know what it's like to be at the bottom.
So are you helping someone if you give them an expensive watch?
Why do you think we just do that? You must not know who you're talking to.
I asked you a question. You didn't answer it.
I give them the habits to build themselves.
What did I ask you, though?
Said, am I helping them if I give them an expensive watch? I give them habits, a mindset.
So the answer is no.
How to operate.
So if you give them...
Well, you guys are assuming we're only doing stuff about materialism.
Can a man answer a direct question?
Jesus Christ.
He's like, they got me. Every time he goes, shit. You even see it in his body language. He goes, shit. And then he gets aggressive. Every time, you literally see him go, he boomed me with that one. That was a good line. If he would just... I feel like I would actually think he could present a decent argument.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, hey, you know what? I'm actually not arguing for pure materialism. I'm just arguing that you really need capital to live a good, fulfilling life. And you have to have these good habits in order to make it more likely that you'll get there. And your physical appearance is a manifestation of your discipline. You build the discipline by building your body, and you'll be able to take that other places in life. You'll be able to build up your earning potential and the value you provide society. You'll have a much happier and healthier life. And I think that you guys are emphasizing the wrong order or the wrong emphasis, whereas I think it's just better to get people off of square one. I'm worried about people who are in the dirt, and I think it's way easier to help them learn how to make $60,000 a year than it is to help them. And I think that'll be more meaningful than emphasizing spirituality and religion at this point.
Yep.
Because I feel like doesn't that kind of sound more like what he's trying to say?
That was way too smart for him. That would have just been going over his head left and
But
right.
I feel like that's kind of what he's trying to say. Because even now he's like, you're assuming that's all I do. I care about habits. And I'm like, dude, if you care about habits, you're talking about fast cars, fast women. It's just frustrating to me.
He knows his optics are already rocked at this point.
Yeah.
Like the fact is that he is saying, I'm good at everything. And all men should be good at everything.
Yeah.
But that's not reality.
He's pedestalizing himself.
Yes.
And when you pedestalize yourself, people can't... You can't leave any room for people to see cracks in your statue. Like, you can't let people think, oh, I might be a little slower. If he just would, like, laugh and say, haha, you got me a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a good point. But I disagree. I feel like that would be significantly more convincing to anybody worth convincing than just trying to double down and switch it to a yelling match and an insulting match.
Yeah.
Which, nobody, by the way, no one is even really engaging with. Yeah. Even when they're being slightly aggressive, it's still couched in an actual argument.
Yeah.
They said... Even when he's bringing up prison, he's arguing the point that he actually said. He's not just saying, like, you're a prisoner. So you're therefore not worthwhile. He's saying, like, I think that people should be careful if they're orienting their life based on the advice of somebody who went to prison. Which you can agree with that or not agree with that. That's still an argument that's topical to the conversation that they're having.
Yep.
Meanwhile, he's going off kilter, man.
The answer is no.
See, look, once again, he's put on the spot. He can't answer a question, so he starts to insult him.
Look at these fucking Karens.
Go ahead,
dude.
buddy.
How the f did these guys even get up here? Why would you bring me here with people like
You
this?
didn't answer the question.
Dude, fucking shit.
We got different of opinion here. Okay, go ahead, Miguel.
This is why they split it like this. I'm sorry you got put over there.
No, I know,
You don't really fit over there. We need some other little fucking lame douche over there.
Oh, man.
I'll
Come
still
on,
answer
man.
the question. Is giving someone an expensive watch...
Would any of you guys really hang out with these guys?
This is not an argument.
Like, Jesus Christ.
They're skilled.
People yelled and cheered.
Yeah.
People yelled and cheered. I don't know. I haven't seen enough that I want to hang out with anybody on the stage, I'll be honest. I would rather hang out with the right side,
amen.
but I haven't gotten to learn or appreciate anything about their viewpoint in the world except for like one little thing.
Yeah.
Because you won't shut up about men's bodies, dog. Which, like, I get it. You know, I used to go on bodybuilding forums.
Yeah, sure.
How old is this guy? He's got to be 40, right? At least. That's a hard 30. If he's not, that's a hard 30. And it's frustrating to me that he's got such a juvenile attitude still. Because I want to believe, even though it's been proven false, that, like, you get more mature as you get older, you know? Don't you want to believe that?
Yeah, I would love
Isn't that a beautiful vision of the world?
As we get older, though, I don't think that's the
It's
case.
just so frustrating, man. It's such a stupid attitude.
Things.
Whoever fucking said
Hang
that.
on, that bass guy right there just said, hell yes, shut up. That's fucking hilarious. You're awesome.
Go ahead, man.
The whole crowd says, yeah, we'd hang out with them.
Different guys on the
This
panel.
is why most people don't invite me places.
Guys.
Because you're a terrible guest? Because you're a bad guest? That's like somebody who's ruining a social gathering being like, dude, I just keep it real.
Yeah.
It's like, no, dude, you're a bad guest. You're disrupting the entirety flow of the event.
Guys on
Yeah,
the
we
panel
can tell.
Have different.
We can tell his tits are all jiggling. He's got like a half a fucking jelly donut.
Hey, bro, your toupee, it's still back there in the back. Go get it.
I shaved my head.
You sure are you sure you shave your head?
Okay. We got
All right. Go ahead, Miguel.
Bro, George Michael wants his pants back.
Damn, look
If he knew who George Michael was, he would be very offended. He'd be so offended.
whose shirt is that? Dude, your fucking mom bought you that. Your aunt bought you that for fucking Thanksgiving dinner.
That's a great
That's
shirt.
like Oshkosh Bagosh or some shit, bro.
That was actually funny.
Jesus
Welcome to the
Christ.
roast session today.
Dude, any of you guys who
My favorite thing is looking at the hosts in the middle and how they keep getting more and more uncomfortable, but they're not willing to actually confront the guest. Like, they're not willing to confront the guest and be like, dude, please, chill. I'm surprised that somebody isn't just
Sure.
moderating.
Yeah.
There's no moderation. I assume they're supposed to be moderating. Isn't that their role in the middle?
Yeah.
They are fresh and fit.
Yeah,
Are they
yeah.
not? Isn't this their platform?
They're the clout.
Are they supposed to be keeping guests in line and on topic? I think they're even like, dude, this guy's fucking crazy. I usually be like telling people to shut up. I feel like like, this guy might kill us, dude.
Yeah.
This guy's nuts. Dude, this guy's on all the Trimbalone. I think he's seeing things, man.
Those are men to you guys.
I mean, who's going to invite him anywhere? Who wants to be around a raging, insecure little donut? And I think he thought the crowd were laughing with him, but they're laughing at him. He also thought he was going to bully these guys and make them look like idiots in front of everyone, but it's been the other way around. You can just tell this other guy, Andrew Wilson, is not scared of him at all. He just thinks he's a fool, and he's mocking him.
It's the thing about
Well, that's the thing. Like, when you get older, you're not supposed to be scared of fights happening.
Yeah.
Like, once you get over, like, 35, that's not supposed to be a thing that happens when you talk to other people over 35 that you're supposed to seriously be worried about, like, oh, man, I better be careful about the argument I'm presenting on materialism because we're going to have to scrap.
At least in the U.S.
I mean,
right?
if you're arguing about materialism, I feel like anywhere in the world you shouldn't have to worry about
I agree.
fisticuffs. About materialism? This
Sure.
is such a not hotly charged topic.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like taxes, it's more justified to get into a throwdown. But there's like a million topics. I don't know. Like a war. Okay, cool. There's people's lives on the line. I get why things are going to get heated if you're pro and anti a war, right? But materialism, it's a psychological, it's like a concept.
Yeah.
It's a concept.
But when he's selling his image, right? This is all hurting his bank account right now.
So much,
Yeah.
too. And I feel like when you're spiraling, he's just going to keep going to whatever he built his platform on, which I feel like was this sort of hard man insulting other people. I feel like, I don't know. I wonder if he's one of those guys who makes reaction TikToks. Because that would feel right to me. Because he's used to being able to just say some insults and then not having anyone fire back.
Sure.
And you can pre-write, the roasts, right? And you can
Yeah.
be like, oh, jelly donut, oh, 10-inch arms, and insult people on TikTok, and no one can answer back. And you're only responding to things you already know that are going to be said, so you don't have to be quick-witted.
Right.
And you don't even have to be particularly articulate. And I wonder if that's how he built whatever audience he has.
Materialism. You
worship it, dude. You worship
These guys
it.
must have grown up with money. The
Bro,
people
you
who didn't
worship
grow up with
material.
money chase money. The people who
Worship
did grow-
materialism.
Shut the f*** up.
You
don't
worship
know me,
it.
you
I can
fucking
tell.
lame.
I can tell by your speaking.
How the f*** do you think you
Listen
know me?
how reactive you are if someone
Shave
says,
your goddamn arms.
say you can't
bro.
deal with it. You can't
Did
deal
you say
with it.
shave your arms?
Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
Did he? Pause.
Listen how reactive you are if someone
Shave
says,
your goddamn arms.
say you can't.
Shave him.
Shave your... Isn't a hairy arm? I would associate that as more masculine than a not hairy arm, personally.
Sure.
I feel that's wild. He told someone to take their shirt off, and he told another man to shave their arms. I feel like he's just trying to shape them to his own preferences and proclivities right now. That's wild to me. That has nothing... How is shaving your arms anything to do with masculinity? I've never heard of any man shaving his arm for grooming. I get it. Like, if you have tattoos...
Yeah.
and
Bodybuilders, though, for the muscle.
for the show or
definition.
something.
Yeah.
I get that, but, like, it's not for shaving the arms.
Sure.
It's to either show off your tattoos or to show off for a bodybuilding contest. Or like, you're a swimmer, you shave your arms.
Yeah.
But I've never heard it be, like, a grooming thing.
Right.
Ever. That is wild to me. That is insane to me that this guy who has built himself up as Mr. Masculine this whole time is like, shave your arms.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
You can't deal with it. You can't deal with it. Why would I shave my arms? I'm a man.
Look at these pale
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay.
Shave your
You hear
body.
audience?
Aren't you a man?
dude.
Okay,
He knows they
let's
got
let
him,
Miguel
too.
finish this real quick.
Let's post these guys.
Shave
chicks.
your pubes.
Hey, post these guys
Guys,
women
guys,
back
guys,
here.
guys,
I want to
guys,
see these guys women. Let's put these trolls back here.
Women are not objects
Hey,
in our
hey,
world because
guys,
we're not
guys,
materialists.
guys, relax.
I've never heard more
Relax.
lies in my life.
Relax.
This is one thing I don't like.
Wes,
It's
come on,
people
man.
who lie.
His name's Wes?
Oh,
Are
no!
you shitting me, bro?
Oh, Wesley's are the same.
Well, if I had known that, I would have had a completely different take. Guys, first of all, everyone on the right sucks.
Yeah.
I agree. Their opinions about materialism are irrelevant. And you know how I'm going to argue that? I'm going to actually argue by going to the material and say that their physical bodies are not in shape. So therefore, the thoughts that they have, ass.
Got him.
Got him. Idiots. I'm on Wes's side. He's my fellow brother on the left. I should have worn all white in solidarity, bro. What was I thinking?
You're crying.
Wes,
You know
let's
what's
move
wild?
on.
No. We're
We're gonna
continue.
move on.
I
We're
can
gonna
make
move
you
on.
cry if you want.
Well,
We're
you
gonna
got-
move on. We're gonna move on. We're gonna move
I
on.
could if you want.
We're gonna
No,
move
y'all,
on.
that's all you got is threats. and
We're gonna
brute
move on,
strength.
guys. We're gonna
I'm
move
a great
on.
speaker.
We're gonna move on, guys. We're gonna move
Did you
on.
say I'm a good speaker?
Right.
Bro, he literally ooga booga.
He's been ooga booging this whole entire time.
Literally ooga booga. I think he would literally ooga booga. He's like, my words aren't working. Gesticulate aggressively. If I make myself look big, maybe no. He went to the debate school and he got a pamphlet out. And he thought it was how to debate good and get people to agree with you, but it was actually just how to survive a bear attack.
He said, intimidation. I don't need anything else anymore.
Make myself look big. This is like when a barbarian who's used to passing intimidation checks thinks he's a bard. And he's like, I can do a charisma check? Brother, let me speak. Like, no, dog. Come on.
We're going to move on, guys. We're going to move on.
Speaker.
We're going to move on, guys. We're going to move on.
At least I can answer a direct question.
Guys.
Oh my
We're going to move on.
I will say, Fresh and Fit moderate one side of the stage, and they're like, okay, we're within arm's reach of this guy. Whatever you'll say, like, I have not once bashed this man's ability to commit violent acts. I've been arguing his arguments, but he has a point with one thing, which is that, yes, I think everyone on stage, he'd probably be able to hurt people the most. Probably.
Yeah.
And I'm also like, he went to prison. So I'm like, that also means he's probably willing. But that doesn't mean anything to what he's saying. But I just do think it's funnier the longer this goes on. But whenever the right side starts to chirp, Fresh and Myron are like, oh yeah, we're moderators.
Yeah.
And whenever the right side starts to chirp, they're like,
anyway, yeah.
wait, you expect us to stop him? We're not going to stop him. We're the ones sitting closest to him.
Bring me here. I thought this was like some real shit.
Wes, we got to chill, man. We got to chill.
There we go. There we go.
All right, what's success, right? Freeing the slaves. That's what it is.
He tried to make it.
What? What a turn.
The whole time and ended up looking like a fool himself. It's like he's trying to give this impression that he's a strong, high-value, successful man. But no high-value man acts like that or has that little emotional control. Whenever his points were challenged, he crumbled and insulted him, which makes you look like more of a donor. It's like this Socrates quote, when debate is lost, slander becomes a tool of the loser.
That Socrates guy might have been onto something.
Yeah, I think so too.
Is that like a TikToker?
Yeah.
Is that a YouTuber or something? Damn, that was wild. That was worse than I thought it was going to be honest. I'm glad no one got actually slapped. I was going to be really sad.
I was hoping for more action.
You wanted them to get... Bro, I don't want them to get slapped, man. Let's be honest. As much as they were verbally slapping him, if it was physically slapping, I thought that the dads... I like them. I like the family, man. I don't want them to get hit by... Again, like Miami Kratos, bro. That would be so sad.
I think Miami Kratos would have been shot if you tried to slap him.
Yeah. That's what you were hoping for.
No. I just... No.
Maybe that's what the ripped jeans are for. He's like, hey, you want some ripped shirts to go with the ripped jeans, man? We'll get some circles.
Oh, man.
That was sucked. That was so frustrating. I wish that more people understood that most people who are super successful and super secure are very comfortable listening to criticism and digesting it and answering back. Even if you look at somebody massively successful, who even by his own criteria, who's somebody, maybe Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is pretty jacked, man. Yeah. He's incredibly rich, way richer than everybody on stage.
He didn't start out that way, though.
He didn't start out that way, but I'm just saying, like, Jeff Bezos, if you listen to him, I mean, he's kind of a weird, goofy guy, but when he has interviews and the interviewers ask him a hard question, he doesn't go like, I'll hit you. He actually, even if he waffles and he says some weird PR bullshit, he tries to answer back. And that's true for most great leaders in all of time. It's always been the most successful leaders and the ones that people would most actually want to follow in a social species. Yeah. Again, it's not the guy with the biggest stick. It's the guy who makes the best decisions and can articulate his vision for the future the most succinctly. Everything else is tertiary. You might respect somebody because it does take discipline and really admirable characteristics to build a super in-shape body. But that's not the most important thing, especially when you're talking about leadership. And I just wish that there would have been more engagement because I think it's actually a really important topic for today. Clearly. Yeah. Because there are a lot of people who I do think forget about, especially young men, who are just trying to figure out how to orient their lives and to be happy and to live a life worth living in this world. And they forget about family and friends. They forget about thinking about their life after they turn 40.
Yeah, it's because it's not glamorous.
It's not
right?
glamorous.
It's not glamorous to clean up poop and like
Yeah.
to raise a family.
You're not
and
like
be
flexing
loyal.
on TikTok
Yeah.
and like doing funk edits or something like,
Yep.
baby,
Yep.
I passed on my genetic line, or like.
But
I'm
being
in
a dad, being a dad and a husband is the most important thing. You can
Most
do.
important thing, or like you're in a nursing home and you're like on you're dead and all your family's around you sad, and it's like a funk edit, like TikTok handles and stuff. That's what we need. We just need better old influencers. That will fix society. Everyone's saying like social media is bad, materialism's bad, that's what's leading us here. No, we need more, and we need it in the upper generations. I do actually think as social media becomes around for longer, we are already starting to see the consequences of people's actions starting to catch up with them as they are in their 30s or in their 40s. Like YouTubers who didn't do a good job understanding that they were in a career that was probably more like an actor or an athlete that was going to be truncated. They didn't save their money. Boogie. They're broke. And you're like, oh, this is the consequences to being financially irresponsible even when you're successful. You're like 40 and you're broke and you were a millionaire. Right. Okay, cool. That's like a cautionary tale. Yep. And there's going to be people who are like 60 and they were doing all this hustle bro life stuff, and they're going to be sad, and they're going to make content about how they're sad.
Yep.
And I think that documentation is actually good. The thing that sucks though is a lot of it is already out there. It's just that it's from people who aren't already huge.
Sure.
And I feel like the kind of people who are going to fall for it aren't the kind of people who are going to be watching those videos of a 60-year-old like alcoholic saying how he pushed everyone that he loved away and he's horribly depressed and sad and just waiting to die. And they're not going to watch that video.
Well, and I also think that they try to emulate themselves as kings, but it's lonely being a king. Yeah. When everybody just is looking at you for power or a paycheck, like that's why family is important. Because they love you beyond that.
And that's why even super rich and successful people, if you ask them, and they have a happy family life, if you ask them what they're most proud of, it's their family. Yep. It's not the success. It's not the business. Even though, like, on paper, the financial success that they've achieved is way less likely and way harder. And from a percentile standpoint, like, let's say they're a 0.001% moneymaker, but they're only like a top 10% dad, they're still way prouder of being a top 10% dad.
Yep.
And I think that says a lot. Yep. Even of the people that he's like lauding and saying are the best. So, whatever. I wonder why he doesn't get invited places. We love you guys. Thank you for watching. We're going to be making a lot more content. If you want to see a specific video, come check it out. We'll see you next time. So, bye!